Inventory is up. Days on the market is up. And home prices are flat. Is it a good time to buy or sell a home? We'll be talking about that today. Hey guys, Fred of XP Realty, part of the Johnson Group here in Port Wentworth, Georgia. And today we're talking about the housing stats of the Port Wentworth area, the Rice Hope area, how it compares to Savannah, Pooler, Richmond Hill, and nationwide. But if you get any value from this video, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, share this video with your family and friends that are looking to get into the housing market, buying or selling. Tell them to watch this so they know what is going on. And today we're going to be going over a Realtor.com article stating what's going on nationwide. And then, of course, I'm going to be comparing it against our market. So I'm super excited about this one. Let's check it out. So here's the Realtor.com article. I got it from. I'm going to put the link in the description down below. So if you want to read the whole article, and it's a great article read, kind of tells you everything that's going on. But we're going to be going through this together and how it compares to Port Wentworth, Savannah, Pooler, and Richmond Hill. So you see these little statements right here. We're going to be going over those as we go through the stats. So let's check it out. Let's do it. All right. So homes for sale. Inventory has rose by 31.5% year over year, marking the 19th consecutive month of year over year inventory growth. May 2025's inventory hit a new post-pandemic high, but still remains 14% lower than it was pre-pandemic. As you can see here in Port Wentworth, we are actually down by 16%. In Savannah, though, and Pooler and Richmond Hill, exploding with inventory. 68% in Savannah, up by 26% in Pooler, and up by 38% in Richmond Hill. The competition is all around us. If you're looking to sell your home in Port Wentworth, specifically the Rice Hope area or even Rice Creek, you got to think about this. Everyone around us, their inventory is rising. Not to mention, you got Landmark 24 in Rice Creek, and of course D.R. Horton in our neighborhood. So the competition's stiff in our neighborhood. So is it a good time to sell right now? I don't know. Look at the numbers. It's not looking great. Okay. Pending home sales, homes under contract fell by 2.5% compared to last year as a renewed climb in mortgage rates weigh on buyers. As you can see, homes under contract for us actually went up by 46.7%. Those are most likely new construction homes. In Savannah, down by 6%. Pooler, down by 7.4%. And in Richmond Hill, down by 5.4%. And that's kind of what's contributing to homes on the market. And the other ones, as you can see, pending home sales are going down in those other areas, and their inventory is way up. As you can see, we're way up in pending home sales, which means, obviously we went the opposite way. So we're kind of zigging while everybody else is zagging. All right, and just to kind of show you the mortgage rates, and this is as of June 17th, 2025 on Mortgage News Daily. I'm also going to link that down below. The 30-year fixed rates is 6.88, FHA 6.43, VA 6.44. So those are the rates that's going on if you're going to go buy a resale home. Of course, there's tons of builder incentives going on with Landmark 24 and D.R. Horton, just so you can be aware. I'm going to tell you right now, that's probably where your biggest competition is coming because affordability has been very tough. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. All right, so next one. Newly listed homes increased 7.2 from a year ago. That is nationwide. Let's see what's going on with us. So 16% less new listings from last year for us. Savannah, kind of around the same amount. Pooler up by 20%, and Richmond Hill up by almost 13%. All right, homes spent a median of 51 days on the market. 6 more days than a year ago, but there's the same level as pre-pandemic norms for May. As you can see, all across the board in our area, the days on market have gone up. As you can see, I use average days on market because I think it gives you a real barometer of what's actually going on. In Port Wentworth, 59 days on the market, up by 34%. In Savannah, up by almost 20%. Pooler up by almost 49%. And Richmond Hill up by almost 67%. So days on market is going way up. Buyers are kind of holding back because of those interest rates and affordability problems that a lot of people are having. All right. National median list price for homes was $440,000, about flat from a year ago, while the price per square foot rose by 0.6%, consistent with very modest home value growth. And for us in Port Wentworth, up by almost 9%. And Savannah remained about flat as far as the median home sales price is concerned. Pooler up by 7%, and Richmond Hill flat as well. So Savannah and Richmond Hill are kind of flat, while Pooler and Port Wentworth are going up, which, like I said, once again, Port Wentworth is kind of zigging while everybody else is zagging. All right. Now, this I thought was very important, because I think a lot of times people, when you're putting your home on the market, you're thinking, okay, I get the CMA, right? So if I'm helping you list a home, I'm going to do a CMA for you. We're going to take 6 months of data to try to come up with the price of your home. We're trying to find the most comparable to yours in the neighborhood that you're selling. For instance, it would be in Rice Hope, right? So we look at 6 months of data, what's going on, but you got to remember, that's lagging data, okay? Buyer sentiment, as you can tell already right now, they don't want to buy right now. Why? Because the government, trade, economic, fiscal policies. You want to talk about deportation, home prices are going to go, like, the world is on fire right now. Iran, the Ukraine, like, it's just a mess out there. And buyers are like, you know what? I'm just going to chill out for a second. Okay, I'm going to give you an idea about how, interest rates is messing this, not interest rate, home prices really is what's messing this whole thing up. So let me give you an example. Okay, so I have clients, right? We put them under contract. I saw this home. I was like, hey, I think we can get like 25 grand off of this home because it's overpriced, because they priced it in the market of 6 months ago. So we go over there, we bid $25,000 less, we get it. Of course, they were already pre-approved, but when they go to the lender and they start actually putting in the numbers, how much they're going to pay a month, it was $3,200 a month. And they're like, and that's before HOA. And they're like, how am I supposed to deal with a $3,200 a month payment? Like, I mean, I can do it, but do I really want to? And that's kind of where the buyers are. Like, I can do it, but is that really what I want to do? $3,200 a month to buy a home, when, here I go again, I'm going to say it, you do the same price over D.R. Horton, you're going to be paying $2,700 a month. So the competition is stiff. If you're looking to sell your home right now, give me a call. If you have to sell your home, then obviously I can definitely help you price it correctly. I'm keeping those things in mind and actually let you know, hey, D.R. Horton's doing this, that, and the other, to kind of give you an idea of where we need to compete. But if you're just looking to sell, and just because, I would caution you against that. I wouldn't do that right now, not with the way the buyers are. Now, if you're a buyer, you've never had more power right now. Like, if you are ready to go and you're like, you've been renting a whole bunch and you're wasting your money on rent, and you're like, I have saved up the money, I understand what's going on with the interest rates. These sellers are negotiating. I got sellers agents calling me, begging me to bring them an offer. So I'm telling you right now, if you're a buyer, good time to get out there if you're ready. If you're a seller, probably I would sit back on the sidelines. But let's go through the active list count across the country, and I just kind of want to show you the differences from what it used to be to now. So this is obviously today, May 2025, right here. Last year, 2024, was down here, up by 31.5% active listing count. When you look at 2023, look how far. Look at the distance as you go back 2022, 2021. Look at that distance between how many homes were on the market. This is nearly almost 500,000 more homes than we had back in 2021. So homes are coming to the market. Now, where housing inventory growing the fastest? They're saying in the South it's 32.9%. Of course, we live in the South. So as you can see the other numbers, I'm not going to go over that. They don't really affect us. But yeah, housing inventory is growing in our area at about 33%. Now here's, of course, our neighborhood in Rice Hope. We got the Lakeside, Parkside, and then we got Mulberry side and Waterside. I don't want to forget the water side, people. Okay, here's all the active listings going on right now. As you can see, the average list price is $380,373. Average days on market 70 days. But look over here at all these homes that have been sitting on the market. You see these high days on market time, and it's not getting better. And I'm telling you, that's why I'm kind of saying, like, if you need to sell, let's sell. But if you don't need to sell, you might want to breathe for a second. All right, let's go on to the next one. Active contingent. We have 3 active contingents. They have average list price of $333,000 with days on market 77 days on market average for them. All right, and then you got your sold homes. We had 10 sold homes. Their the average list price was $361. Average sold price $359, and an average of 46 days on the market. And under contract, we had 1 under contract. You can see all the numbers right there. Low price point. That's why it went quick, because people can actually afford to move in there. Okay. So should you buy? Should you sell? I'm telling you right now, it's really dependent on your situation. Of course, if you're in the military, you're PCS, and you gotta move because you have orders. Well, you gotta move. Let's get an appointment together. We can talk about how we compete against the rising inventory around our area and the new construction that you're going against, so that you can be prepared, okay? Because I don't want, once again, I always say this, knowledge is power. If you know the numbers, you're not going to panic. While everybody else is panicking and they're not watching the numbers, you could be reaping the rewards. If you're a buyer and you have your down payment saved up, you got money in the bank, you're sick of paying rent, now is your time to negotiate. Do not miss this opportunity, and it's only going to get better, I think, as we go on. But I would start preparing now. If you're ready to go, get with a lender, talk your numbers out, figure out what your payment's going to be, so that when you go to make a bid on a house, you know exactly what to do. And of course, again, if you get any value from this video, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe it with your family and friends that are getting into the market. And don't forget, we have our new food. Well, I say new, it's been going on for about 3 months now. We're checking out best sandwiches in our area, all these great food places. So check out my other list or my other videos going on. And if you guys have any comments, please put them down below. If you have any questions, put them down below. I'll answer all the comments, and I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll talk to you soon.